Hello, sir.
Hello.
Mr. Kwame Boafo.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so first of all, are you still the regional chairman of the Bono region?
I am.
But now you have taken a writ against your own party.
Thank you very much, and thanks to your viewers this evening. I think this particular action has nothing to do with the New Patriotic Party. We must differentiate we must differentiate the government and the party. This is an action that I'm taking under Article 2(1). It has nothing to do with the New Patriotic Party. And if you look at the rate of sermons, which was filed around 12 p.m. this afternoon, the New Patriotic Party, of which I am the regional chairman, is not a party to that action. So when you ask me, it seems that the party is a defendant to the action. At the moment, the New Patriotic Party is not a party to the action, but rather, as stated in the 1992 Constitution, the proper defendant in this particular case is the Attorney General, and the Article 2(1) clearly embedded that if you want to take an action in respect of any act which is done and same is in contravention with the 1992 Constitution, the only defendant is the Attorney General and nothing else.
Okay, so the point you are making is that you have not violated party rules by taking the party to court.
Clearly, if you read Article 2(1), the Attorney General as a nominal defendant. So I've not violated any rules and regulations so far as the party constitution is concerned.
I see. Okay, so the point you are making right now is that the legal action is not against the party. We understand. But there are those who are saying that, don't you know that the first lady and the second lady have a key role to play and that they are paid anyway, so we can formalize it to create more transparency?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This one, I am invoking the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court as a citizen of this country, that this particular issue, if we read Article 71, Clause 1 and Clause 2, in conjunction with Article 190 and 195, the office of the first and second ladies is not specifically embedded in the 1992 Constitution. And therefore, the work of the Professor Intiamwa Committee is only limited to Article 71, Clause 1 and Clause 2.
Okay, the point you are making is that...
if you read Article 71, Clause 1 and Clause 2, nowhere did the Article 71 Clause 2 says that the office of the first and second ladies are part of those who are supposed to benefit from that emolument.
Okay, so...
And if anything at all, I think that the approval, and I must place on record that the approval has been speculated by the opposition party that it was done by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo because he wants his wife to enjoy, he wants the vice president wife to enjoy the salary from the ordinary police. That's not the case. They must read Article 71, Clause 2 clearly. The approval of the salary of the president and that of the vice, ministers of state, council of state, it's not done by the president. A recommendation, the committee, the work of the committee is a recommendation. And you and I know that a recommendation is not binding. And that recommendation is subject to approval by the parliament.
Well,
so
but tonight,
blame the president on that?
But parliament has approved it.
Exactly. So I am attacking. That is why if you look at my reliefs, I have not attacked the work of the committee. In view of the fact that the work of the committee is a recommendation and it's not binding. But the moment it is approved by Parliament, that one is a decision that I can question.
Okay, I understand that. Before I go to the double salary that you have also sued on, do you think as a politician, don't you agree with the view as a politician that we must recognize the work of the First Lady and the Second Lady?
I am not against that, because the provisions in Article 71 cross 1 and 2 is an entrenched provision. It's an entrenched provision, and Parliament cannot use any ordinary way to amend unless there is a referendum on that, and you agree with me. So if as a nation we decide to give something to our first and second ladies, what we're supposed to do is to introduce a bill. It's to introduce a bill under Article 108. And Parliament cannot do that unless the bill is introduced on behalf of the president or any other person acting on behalf of the president. So that approval by Parliament in respect of Professor Ntiamwa Bedu Committee, it means that even though the committee exceeded its jurisdiction, I don't want to go into that way. I won't talk about it because that recommendation is not binding. But the moment that recommendation has received approval by Parliament, then I have every right to question the decision of the Parliament. Because if you read specifically, like you have just quoted, Article 71, Clause 1 and Clause 2, nowhere did the office of the first and second ladies will be found.
Okay, I get your point. So you are saying that in respect of Article 71...
If as a nation we want to do something, Parliament, somebody can introduce a bill on behalf of the president under Article 108 that our first ladies are doing something important and there is a need for as a nation to take care of them. No problem. But for Parliament to exceed its jurisdiction, which is in contravention with Article 71 Clause 2, then I have every right to question that decision.
Okay.
Because the office of the first and second lady is not specifically embedded in that provision.
Okay, I understand that. Let's move on. I think your point is well made that under Article 71, which is the article under which the Ntiamwa Committee was set up to look at the emoluments, the list of persons there, as we have outlined on our touch screen, does not include the First Lady and the Second Lady.
Precisely.
And so so whilst you are not against it, you think the way to do it is to come through Article 108 for a bill to be introduced to exercise a charge on the consolidated fund for the purpose of their salaries.
Yes. If their work is something that is going to help the nation, I'm not against it.
Okay,
but
it's still quite surprising. It's still quite surprising that Parliament, with a Speaker who is a seasoned lawyer, with a Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee, with so many lawyers in the Parliament, did not recognize that Article 71, upon which they are having the hearing, excluded the names of the persons that they were adding to the emoluments. That's quite surprising. We need to investigate that better, but it is totally shocking.
That aside that these people had a press conference yesterday blaming the president that this particular issue was done by the president. But the most interesting issue is that when the same minority, which had a press conference yesterday, when they filed their case today at 1:40 p.m., nowhere in their relief did they say that the president actually approved certain salaries or allowances for the first and second ladies. But they were doing that to make the president and the government unpopular. But when they went to court today, I think it's important that you make your viewers go through their rate of sermon. But they had a press conference yesterday accusing the president that the president is greedy. But when they went to court today, what they said yesterday in the press conference was not captured in the action they took today.
Maybe
so
that's politics.
From it?
Maybe that's politics. But let's move on.
That is politics because they want to buy the minds of Ghanaians. True that, but actually when they were going to court, those statements cannot be found. What?
Okay, let's move on to the other rate that you filed. Can you put the photographs here? You've also filed a rate on double salary. What about that one?
For the double salary, we all know for a fact, and you all know, if we read Article 98 of the 1992 Constitution, if you are a member of Parliament, you are not supposed to hold any office, either privately or publicly. Is that not so? So when you are being nominated as a minister with a subsequent approval by Parliament, it means that you are now working as a public officer. Because the approval by Parliament means that Parliament has through the Speaker, has given you the permission to work in a public office. And if you are appointed as a minister or deputy minister, your salary allowances and whatever is contained in that office will be determined under Article 71 cross 2. So for a particular person to be taking salary as a member of Parliament and at the same time as a minister of state, it's in contravention with Article 98. You are not supposed to take salary as a member of Parliament and at the same time a minister of state. Because Article 98 says that if you are a member of Parliament, you are not supposed to hold any office either privately or publicly. You can only do that with the permission of the Speaker. So if you are a member of Parliament and you are fortunate enough to be appointed as a minister or deputy minister, and then you get approval from Parliament, the literal understanding or meaning is that with that approval is that you have been permitted to hold a public office.
I get the point.
When you get approval as a member of Parliament from Parliament, it means that you have been given the permission to hold a public office. In that respect, you are supposed to be paid as a minister of state under Article 71 cross 2.
Okay, I get the point. Let me come back to the emolument. So people are responding that what the First Lady and the Second Lady receive are allowances. They're actually not salaries. Does it change anything with the context of Article 71? Because it's allowances to support the work that they do. And we all know the work that they have been doing. We know the work that Rebecca Akufo-Addo did at Kumasi Hospital, and Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, and Kolebu Hospital.
It's a good work they have been doing. Once Parliament did the approval under Article 71 cross 2, is still in contravention with the law.
Okay, so would you support a bill, like some of us will support a bill that says that let's have a way to formalize the allowances that goes to the First Lady and Second Lady because of the tangible work we see that they are doing?
If that bill will be supported by the entire House of Parliament, it means, our parliamentarians are representing the entire nation, right?
Yes.
If the bill will be supported by the entire Parliament, if the bill will receive a unanimous decision, it means that everybody in the country is in support.
Well,
we are in support of it.
But everybody in
I
the...
have no problem that as a nation, we will follow the due process that something should be given to our first ladies. And if Ghanaians agree, no problem. But you agree with me that about 90%, even though the same Ghanaians who are now criticizing the ex-glacier issue are the same people who went to the referendum in 1992. Is that not it? Because
Yes.
this is something that is there when the 1992 constitution came into force.
Okay, but every Ghanaian has seen the work of Rebecca Akufo-Addo, at least in the 2 hospitals. Haven't you seen it?
I have witnessed a lot.
Okay, so, but...
I have personally witnessed a lot. I have witnessed a lot of work Samira Baumia is doing. But I am saying that the particular committee upon which Parliament took the decision is in contravention with Article 72, Article 71, Clause 2.
Okay, I think I get your point. We'll continue the conversation. That's Abronye Kwame Bafo, who is talking to us from Bono region. He is the NPP regional chairman for the region, and his view of the matter is that he supports the work of the First Lady, and everyone sees the work they are doing. But if we want to regularize their allowances, not salaries, their allowances, then it has to be done another way, not under Article 71 of the Constitution. We put out Article 71 and we listed the people whose salaries are to be determined by the president. The president is to be advised by a committee that the president, will set up to determine their salaries, that those persons did not include Her Excellency, the First Lady, and the Second Lady. That's the reason why Abronye is in court against the Attorney General. And also to sum up, he's also in court against these individuals for alleging that they have taken double salaries in the past, and that's also a contravention of the Constitution. He's asking the Constitution to declare